Alright, here's a brand new amp. This is the Ceriatone Son of Yeti, which is based on a modded Marshall. Let's have a quick look at the front panel. We have got 2 gain controls, a master volume, treble, middle, bass, presence, and depth, as well as 2 bright switches, 1 for each gain control, and an error control. And on the back we have the rather hilariously titled Pussy Trimmer, very mature guys, and an effects loop. It's running 6v6 power tubes and 12 AX7s in the front end. I'm using my STR LJ1 with these new Martin A. Smith pickups. I've got a humbucker in the bridge and a P90 in the neck. Let's just get on with it and pull some tones. Oh, I should also say I'm using the Fractal X Load as a load box, and then a blend of a greenback and a V30 IR. For everybody out there who's going, why didn't you mic up a real cab? Well, this sounds exactly like my real cab, and if you don't agree, you can fight me on the internet, leave a comment, and of course I'll do a video with a cab at some point, but for now I'm just really excited. I want you guys to hear this because I think it's a pretty amazing sounding amp for the money. It really does the Friedman Cameron modded Marshall thing really, really well. So let's have a listen to some sounds. This is with the knobs all at noon and the gain controls at 9 o'clock and the pussy trimmer on the back at around 2 o'clock. So with the bright switches all the way, well, let's start with the bright switches off and the error control to the right. I think it definitely needs the bright switches, as you'll hear. I'll bring them in one after one another and we can play around with it and get some tones. Let's do it. hopefully that gives you a very good overview of what this is capable with the error switch to the right. Let's have a listen to what the error switch actually does. When I put it in the middle, it's way more of that sort of classic plexi kind of sound. Let's have a listen to that. Alright, and finally with the error switch all the way to the left, this is a far more saturated high gain sound than either of the two modes. Sounds like this. So there you go, comparing the three modes, there are a lot of different gain tones on. With the two bright switches in the center position and off, it's really fuzzy and really dark and warm, which is kind of cool, meaning you have to boost the treble and the presence to get the most out of it. With the two bright switches to the left, which is easily my favorite sound, we're boosting the mids and the high mids, whereas the bright switches to the right is going to boost extreme high end. So if you've got a really bright guitar, you're probably not going to get a super cool sound out of that, but both bright switches to the left, the error switch to the right, for me, is worth the price of entry alone with this amp. And using the trimmer control at the back, and you really do not need much gain on this amp at all. That's more than enough gain that I'd ever need for a gig with a twin humbucker guitar. And I find that most of the knobs pretty close to center, you know, maybe just backing the mids off a little bit, leaving the treble boosted just a bit, bass at noon, and the presence and deep sort of at 1 o'clock with the gain control, gain 1 at 9 o'clock, gain 2 maybe at 10 or 11 o'clock, that's my sound, that's super happening. And it's a really inspiring amp to play through feel-wise as well. I just can't get over how good this feels. Even playing through a load box and IRs with an actual cab in a room, it's even better. But yeah, if you're looking for like a Friedman or, you know, a Jose Mod kind of thing, for the money, this is nearly unbeatable. I still can't get over how good it sounds, considering it's, you know, to get one of these in Australia, you'd probably pay about $1,000 new, as opposed to like 5 or 6 grand for a Friedman BE or something. And the 6v6 tubes, super cool. I'm not a huge EL84 guy when it comes to high gain, so when I saw the amp was this size, I was like, I bet it's got EL84s, but it doesn't. Has the 6v6s. It's still got the, you know, classic high gain British style amp thing going on, which is super cool. I'm going to plug my PRS SC in, and we'll have a listen to that one because that goes so hard with this amp. It sounds great. I was going to grab my Strat, but it's got a string broken on it at the moment, so I'll have to do a part 2 for this video. But the Ceriatone Son of Yeti, if you want a modded Marshall that's not going to totally like level your building when you play it and isn't too loud, something you can actually take to gigs and crank up, yeah, look no further. It's amazing, and for the money, I think at least unbeatable for a high gain amp. You don't need any pedals. You can set up the twin gain controls to get you all the tight tones you want, to get all the sort of fuzzy tones you want. It's super versatile, and I obviously liked it so much that I bought one, so I think you should do the same thing too if you're after these tones. If you enjoyed this video, of course, hit the subscribe button and check out my other clips. Cheers!